Welcome back, YouTube. Today we are going to be going over FNAF 3. Is it possible to survive a whole shift 6 hours? Rules are going to be that the phantoms will be present, not in a physical sense, but with the poor ventilation it will create hallucinations. Yes, that I'm okay with. But with that being said, obviously Springtrap is going to be realistic. You're going to hear him when he's moving. If he's calling an event, obviously you're going to hear him. You know, all of that. For the most part, this game is pretty much just going to be one-to-one. Like I said, the phantoms are going to be present because of the terrible ventilation. The only thing that's different is that you're just going to hear Springtrap more often, which is honestly a good thing, because if you can't hear something like that moving around, you might as well pray to God and hope that you can find something to use. Now, in terms of any other rules, obviously you can't leave until 6 a.m., you know, whatever it is. I actually don't know how you would attack this. I've played the game a handful of times, not too much, so obviously I'm not going to be the greatest at this. You guys can burn me down in the comments if I'm completely wrong. But the camera system obviously is terrible. Ventilation is terrible. You got to monitor all the systems. But if you could monitor the systems like on a phone or something, my question is it possible to hide somewhere? You know, we are going up against only one animatronic first off. He is probably going to be the smartest, the most blood hunting animatronic that you're gonna face at a series like this. But I wonder, with the map being as dark as it is, because you come in at the bottom, that where the exit is. Let's say that's where you enter for your shift, because your office is obviously right there. If he's spawning up by that cam 10, I think that you could possibly sneak down towards like cam 3 and hide behind. Dude, my map knowledge on this is terrible. I'm sure that there's an arcade cabinet in between like cam 2, 3, and 4. There's got to be an arcade cabinet around there. If you could hide behind an arcade cabinet and be quiet, I'm very sure that you would be able to do this. As only if you could reset all of your stuff on a phone. Now, if everything that you could only reset, like your cams, your ventilation, you know, like your whatever it's called, where you play the kid's voice, you know, like that. If you can only do that from the office, obviously you have to play the office. The only way that you can truly beat this is by sacrificing something. And I feel like the one thing that you should sacrifice in a situation like this is your ability to see him, meaning like not using cameras to find him. Reason being is, I think with him obviously being a robot, and robots that are that heavy make lots of noise, you're going to hear him, and the louder he gets, the closer he gets. So I don't think that it's going to be important to try to get eyes on him, more so as it is to get things back like ventilation, so that you don't start seeing hallucinations, and also the decoy voice to deter him away from you. If you can just sit and spam, you know, the decoy voice on like cam 7, 9, and 10, and just like keep repairing the decoy voice and your ventilation, I think that this is very possible that you could get this done like crazy. But and obviously you can like close the vents and whatnot, but I feel like if these systems give out a lot, considering that this building was very poorly built, I don't think that that's possible. If the building that we know is realistic in any sense, your systems are going to be going out very frequently. But I think with him being going to be as slow as he is, this building isn't huge, but it's going to take time for him to navigate because he's going to be looking for you. I think that with those systems going out as often as they are, I think you're able to still get enough uses out to where when you're repairing all of your whatever it may be, he's going to be far away. Only problem becomes is if he gets down to cam 2 and you're repairing or you're doing whatever, you know, you get caught in like a hallucination state and you're just trying to figure out what's going on, you're dead. Because yeah, you could climb in these vents, but I think the last thing that you would want to do, somebody like this that kills people all the time, is putting yourself in a vent that already has, in a building that already has poor ventilation and overheats very often, and throwing yourself in a vent like that. I think that that's suicide. And obviously, you know, that whole entire front area of the office is all glass. He's going to be able to see you. And he's obviously huge. He takes up a lot of space. It's not like you can run past him, you know. And like I said, this guy's a serial killer, you know. He's killed so many people that it's almost second nature for him to do shit like that. I think that he would cut you off somehow because he would just know this building more than you. Another reason that I don't think that this would be super possible is with it being so dark, it's going to play to his advantage a lot. And with him being very good at not only stalking but killing, if he is smart enough and he's walking around doing whatever, and you keep like playing these decoy voices, if he's smart enough, he's gonna understand that these are decoys, and then he's just gonna beeline right to the office. If he's smart enough. In the game, obviously, he's not smart enough. But I feel like in real life, he might be smart enough to where he hears that for the 5th time and he knows, yeah, this is an audio. And then he just comes to the office here, fucked. But if he keeps getting faked out by that decoy. Hey guys, editing me here. Was doing some research for this video, even after the fact, just to fact check myself. Yeah, the reason he isn't just not going to the audios is because his suit is still programmed to still track down the audio because it's a kid's voice. That's my bad on my part. But back into the video. I think you can easily play this because he's not like one of the other animatronics where he's newer, refurbished. He's got great movement. He just recently got WD-40'd up, so he's feeling loose and shit. This guy is gonna be moving like your 1950s fucking all steel car that's got 600,000 miles on it and hasn't seen an oil change in a good 5 to 10 years and has been sitting. Because you got to remember, when they got this guy, he was walled off for like 20 years. He's going to be rusty in the sense that his robot is not going to be moving like that. It's going to be slow, it's going to be sluggish, might even malfunction at times. He honestly might lock up in the sense that I don't think that they use anti-seize on robots like that. So he's probably not going to be lubed up. He's not going to be able to move like that. He's probably going to get stuck just trying to move around half the time. Now, if that's not the case, and when they say they got him, they lubed him up with WD-40, they made sure that he could move real well, then it might be a different story. But from what it seemed like in the game, they pretty much just picked bro up, threw him on a dolly, and then just put him in the building. I don't think that they would do that. Honestly, I don't even have much to go over. To win, you need to play either in the office. If you need to repair the systems, if you can't take that with you, you have to be in the office without a doubt. And then when you're in the office, you have to be smart because this guy is going to know the building. And you also have to be smart enough to know when to use certain things like the decoy voice and run to repair ventilation and when to do all of that. Otherwise, you let ventilation slip once, it's probably over. Because after you see that first phantom, you're gonna be in a very delusional state of mind. You're not gonna know what's really real anymore. And that's only gonna give him more time to make his way to the office. And if he hears somebody physically breathing and freaking out, he's gonna be way more inclined to go that way than to what sounds like Balloon Boy making a noise. Obviously, to try to make it sound like a kid, but he's going to be more inclined to go to something that sounds way more human than something that sounds way more fabricated. That's my take on it. I think that this is another very doable situation if it's realistic, given that they pretty much just picked him up out of nowhere and he sat for 20 years, so he's going to be rusty. He's not going to really be moving like that. And you have things to your disposal to deter him away, but if you don't keep up with the systems, you're fucked. So I think that this is doable. This is another one. So far in the series, we're 2-1. I think that 2 of these maps you could survive, being the second game and third game. I still don't think you could survive that first game. Maybe people could change my mind here on that one. But until then, I'll be catching you guys later. Take care. Peace out.